What's going on, guys? My name's Josh and I'm back today, and today there's been a new show announcement. Before we get started, if you could please like this video and subscribe to the channel. So there's pretty much been a new show announcement for I Know What You Did Last Summer, the series that's going to be made for Amazon. I am so excited for this news. One, I'm a huge I Know What You Did Last Summer fan. That is, for those of you who don't know, is a horror film set in the 90s. It was in 1997 when it came out, and it was just an awesome horror movie. It's definitely all part of those like 90s slasher movies. We had a wave of them, starting with Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legends. So it's kind of like a certain time period where we just had this certain type of horror film, and it was awesome. And I definitely loved this movie. And one, I would say the original movie had such a killer cast. We had Jennifer Love Hewitt, we had Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Felipe, Freddie Prinze Jr. And overall, the plot of this movie, the original movie, was really good. And it gave us some really cool moments. Like, I would say the chase scene with Helen, where the fisherman is chasing Helen, is an amazing chase scene. Like, he's chasing her all through department stores, she's jumping out of windows, and you really are on the edge of your seat wishing for her to get away. Overall, I would say, like I said, a huge I Know What You Did Last Summer fan, but there hasn't been a lot going on with the series or with the movies in a long time. Now, I know we had the original movie, there was a sequel after, but since then, there's been nothing. I know about like 5 years ago, they announced that they were gonna do a movie, but I never heard anything after that. So it doesn't sound like that ever went anywhere. So I'm happy, if it gets picked up as a TV show. I'm just happy for it to be back, because it definitely deserves it as well. And, seeing Scream come back, being a new Scream movie, I'm glad I Know What You Did Last Summer is back. Sarah Goodman, who is also part of Preacher and Gossip Girl, is going to be writing and executive producing the show. And a quote from Albert Cheng, who is the co-host of Amazon Studios, said, "The best horror franchises always have another scare coming. And this I Know What You Did Last Summer series from Sarah Goodman is a perfectly twisted update to the iconic slasher movie. Any way you slice it, our global Prime Video customers will love this modern take on the fan favorite film." So as far as this, TV series working as a TV show rather than, previously how it was a movie, I have mixed feelings on there. I feel like it worked really great as a horror movie. I love horror movies, especially because, you got 2 hours, they wrap everything up, and you just kind of get everything all at once. But one of the problems of that is sometimes you don't get a lot of time with the characters, and you wish you kind of got to see a little bit more. And I think that's where the series will do good. Especially with this movie in particular, there's definitely time jumps in the movie where you have the initial car accident, then it jumps a year later. And then even if you put the events of the sequel into that as well, it takes place over like 3 or 4 years. So I think that could work really well in a series. The show could open up with the car scene where they hit the initial fisherman, and then it can jump back to before the event, and we kind of leads up to them hitting the fisherman, and it could definitely go over time. It just how they do that. So I definitely think there's room for it to work as a series. Now the only thing is, I feel like with horror series like this, to me, they work best as a limited series. So if we had like 2 seasons or maybe, so many seasons of it, I feel like that it works a little bit better in that sense, where it's limited, rather than what if this show went on for 6 seasons and they had 10 episodes every season? Are we going to be seeing the fisherman trying to kill these kids for, 60 episodes? That is a little much, and I think that was a little bit overkill. I think with this, it's just finding the balance, I like, the series aspect. If you made like 10 episodes, but like a mini movie, and you do that maybe a couple seasons, then I think this would work. I just don't want it to stretch out too long, where it's just like, what I mean? They're stretching out to stretch it out because they have to. But then you look at other shows, you look at Stranger Things, for example. I feel like that show does really good in that, 8-episode format, and everyone's always hooked every season, so you never know. They could definitely do the same thing with I Know What You Did Last Summer, the series. But either way, I'm super excited, and I imagine that, this is going to be a reboot. They're going to have a new cast playing the original characters. But I'm hoping that the people from the original movie, at least, you know, we get some cameos in there. I would love the Sarah Michelle Gellar cameo, Jennifer Love Hewitt, all of them, pretty much. If they take any place in this movie or this show at all, I would totally be okay with it, just because they were great. Yeah, so either way, I'm super excited. Like I said, I'm a huge I Know What You Did Last Summer fan, and I'm just happy it's back in any form. We really haven't seen it, like I said, in a while, so it's good to have it back. But what are your thoughts on I Know What You Did Last Summer series? Are you excited for it? Would you rather have it as a film, or what are your thoughts on this? Please leave your comments below. I'd love to hear what you think, and thank you so much for watching.